Hare Krishna! In this video I am going to tell the sixth story from Kṛṣṇa book, Pūtanā killed. In the previous chapter we have seen that Vasudeva told Nanda Maharaj to return to Gokula as soon as possible because there may be some disturbances. Now let's start the sixth story. While Nanda Maharaj was returning home, he considered Vasudeva's warning that there might be some disturbance in Gokula. Certainly, the advice was friendly and not false. So Nanda thought there is some truth in it. Therefore, out of fear, he began to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. It is quite natural for a devotee in danger to think of Krishna because he has no other shelter. After consulting with his demoniac ministers, Kamsa instructed a witch named Pūtanā, who knew the black art of killing small children by ghastly sinful methods, to kill all kinds of children in the cities, villages and pasturing grounds. Such witches are called Kṛṣṇa, which means they can fly in the sky. They can transfer themselves from one place to another on the branch of an uprooted tree. Putana knew this witchcraft and therefore she is described in the Bhagavatam as Kṛṣṇa. Such witches can play their black art only where there is no chanting or hearing of the holy name of Krishna. Pūtanā entered Gokula, the residential quarter of Nanda Maharaja, without permission. Dressing herself just like a beautiful woman, she entered the house of Mother Yashoda. She appeared very beautiful. She was glancing at everyone with very attractive looks and smiling face, and all the residents of Vrindavana were captivated. The innocent cowherd women thought that she was a goddess of fortune appearing in Vrindavana with a lotus flower in her hand. It seemed to them that she has personally come to see Krishna, who is her husband. Because of her exquisite beauty, no one checked her movement, and therefore she freely entered the house of Nanda Maharaja. Pūtanā, the killer of many children, found baby Krishna lying on a small bed, and she could at once perceive that the baby was hiding his unparalleled potencies. Pūtanā thought, this child is so powerful that he can destroy the whole universe immediately. Pūtanā was immediately aware that the child whom she was observing in the house of Nanda Maharaja was the Supreme Personality of the Godhead himself. He was lying there as a small baby, but that does not mean that he was less powerful. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead even from the beginning of his appearance in the house of Vasudeva and Devaki. Krishna showed the nature of a small baby and closed his eyes as if to avoid the face of Pūtanā. When the baby Krishna closed his eyes, Pūtanā took him on her lap. Pūtanā killed so many babies before meeting Krishna, but now she did not know that she was holding her death. When Pūtanā was taking baby Krishna on her lap, both Yashoda and Rohini were present, but they did not forbid her because she was so beautifully dressed and because she showed motherly affection towards Krishna. They could not understand that she was a witch. Pūtanā had smeared a very powerful poison on her breasts, and immediately after taking the baby on her lap, she gave her poisonous milk to Krishna. She was hoping that as soon as Krishna would drink her milk, he would die. But baby Krishna sucked the milk poison along with the life air of the demon. In this way, Pūtanā was killed. And because the demon was killed by Krishna, she got liberation. Then Pūtanā fell down on the ground, spread her arms and legs, and began to cry, "Oh child, leave me, leave me." She was crying loudly and her whole body became wet. As she died screaming, there was a tremendous vibration both on the earth and in the sky in all directions, and people thought that thunderbolts were falling. Thus, Pūtanā assumed her real feature as a great demon. She opened her fierce mouth and spread her arms and legs all over. All the cowherd men and women became struck with wonder upon seeing this. When the gopis saw little Krishna fearlessly playing on Putana's lap, they very quickly came and picked him up. Mother Yashoda, Rohini, and other elderly gopis immediately performed the auspicious rituals by taking the tail of a cow and circumambulating his body. After performing purificatory processes, the gopis headed by Mother Yashoda and Rohini chanted 12 names of Vishnu to give Krishna's body full protection from the evil influences. They washed their hands and feet and sipped water 3 times, as is the custom before chanting mantra. Mother Yashoda began to chant different names of Vishnu to protect the child Krishna's different bodily parts. Mother Yashoda was firmly convinced that she should protect her child from different kinds of evil spirits and ghosts. She was firmly convinced of the Vedic injunctions about the importance of the cows and the holy name of Vishnu. Therefore, she took all shelter in the cows and the name of Vishnu just to protect her child Krishna. After performing the formalities to protect the child, Mother Yashoda gave milk to Krishna. When the child was protected by Vishnu mantra, Mother Yashoda felt that he was safe. In the meantime, all the cowherd men who went to Mathura to pay tax returned home and were struck with wonder at seeing the gigantic dead body of Putana. Nanda Maharaj recalled the words of Vasudeva and considered him a great sage and a mystic yogi. Otherwise, how could he have foretold an incident that happened during his absence from Vrindavana? After this, all the residents of Raja cut the giant body of Putana into pieces and piled it up with wood for burning. When all the limbs of Putana's body were burning, the smoke emanating from the fire created a good aroma. This aroma was due to her being killed by Krishna. This means that the demon Putana was washed off all her sinful activities and attained a celestial body. When all the inhabitants of Vrindavana smelled the good aroma from the smoke of the burning Putana, they inquired from each other, "Where is this good flavor coming from?" And while conversing, they came to understand that it was the fumes of the burning Putana. They were very fond of Krishna, and as soon as they heard that the demon Putana was killed by Krishna, they offered blessings to the little child out of affection. After the burning of Putana, Nanda Maharaja came home and immediately took up the child on his lap and began to smell his head. In this way, he was quite satisfied that his child was saved from this great calamity. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 6th chapter of Kṛṣṇa, Pūtanā killed. Thank you. Hare Krishna.